Okay, gonna do a little demo of my Lyman 450 bullet sizer here. Got some bullets that I cast with Lee dies or Lee molds. Got a 452 200 grain, the 452-200-RF bullets, and then I've got some 452 230 TC bullets. You can see there that I've cast. Kind of come across the problem with the bullets right out of the gate that was a little disappointing. I've got the lube sizer set up with a 452 diameter bullet sizer, which is about the size bullets that I want for my 45 auto or 45 Colt. But when I measure these Lee bullets, I'm right at get on the major diameter there. Just under, right at 450. Doesn't look to be perfectly round, but this is going to take care of that problem. And these are in the same boat. I really feel like they ought to be just a little bit bigger than 450, 451 diameter. But we got what we got. So we're going to see what happens. These Lyman 450 bullet sizers, they make I think they used to make a 45 and then a 450, and I think now they make the 4500, which they're all basically the same setup. They use the same dies. They use the same lube sticks. They're just hollow. You can buy whatever you want. These, this is what I've used historically, was this Lyman Super Molly. Like I say, it's just a hollow tube that fits in this chamber back here, which is compressed by a little piston that's actuated by this threaded rod and this little ratchet on the top. They make multiple different kinds of lubes for different pressures and velocities and bullet styles, but I've liked that one. I'm actually currently have a stick of this in the machine, but you won't see it because it's got to finish pushing all of the old bullet lube out first. So eventually it'll turn mostly orange and probably some combination of black and orange for quite some time while the old lube works itself out. But I'm going to mess up my adjustment here a little bit. You put a bullet in here. It's got a top punch that matches the contour of the nose of the bullet. There's lots of different top punches and sizes for different bullets. These are some different ones that I've got. Here's another one. I got the one that matches the closest to this flat point bullet here. It isn't perfect. You'll see here in just a second. I'm going to pull the handle down. I'm going to give this just a little bit of a turn. I'm going to wait just a second for that bullet to fill the lube grooves. And I'm going to see that not only did it fill the lube groove, it filled most of the crimp groove, which isn't really what we want. So we're going to take this little threaded rod in here and we're going to adjust it up just a little bit. Probably went too far. I'm going to stick another bullet in there. Stick it in there. Put a little pressure on the handle. Wait for it. Well, that one's still put quite a bit of lube in the crimp groove. I'm going to come up some more. Try it again. Alright, that one put most of the lube in the lube groove, and the crimp groove is mainly clean. What I'm not liking is you can see that bullet's kind of shiny. Hopefully you can see it most of the way around. But like right there, it did not size the bullet. Not really impressed by that. I know you can adjust diameters by adjusting your alloy a little bit, but I'm kind of wishing that the Lee mold would throw just a little bit larger diameter bullet than that. I've got a little lube in that last one. I'm gonna just a little bit more. Make sure that ratchet's got a little pressure on it. Not much. And you can see this one. All of the lube is in the lube groove where it's supposed to be. Still didn't size it perfect, but we'll see where we ended up on diameter. And we're still right there at that 450 mark, so maybe my calipers are off. 451. But for plinking, that'll do. These will probably get shot out of a 45 Colt. they'll be good enough for just plinking ammo. If I was wanting target ammo, I would do something different. Now on to the other style of bullet. These bullets present an interesting problem because they have a bevel base, and the little dies for these bullets, if you look, let me find one here. I'll find one that's clean. Has holes all the way up and down the sides of them that lubricant pushes through as you push this bullet down in there to try to line it up with one of those grooves. Well, the problem you have when you have a bevel base is that lubricant likes to build up around the base, and it just makes a mess. So I'll show you kind of what happens there. Now that one didn't fill all the way out. It did put some lube in the lube groove, but you can see the bottom of it is kind of a mess. A couple ways you can deal with it. You can take it, wipe it off on a rag, like that. We'll do another one here, and a little bit deeper. Put a little bit of pressure on it, give it time, let the lube groove still didn't fill up quite all the way up, but you can see I still have that mess on the base. Not really sure the best way to get rid of that, but I've seen some tips on the internet. It said to take a piece of cardboard, put over your below your bullet, let your bullet center up in your die, and shear that cardboard off, and it would make a gasket, and it keeps the base of that bullet clean. You can see there it actually worked really good. Again, that smaller diameter of the bullet's showing up because the lube is forcing its way around the bullet. So I'm not really impressed with the way these bullets turned out, but let's see what we can do with some more of them here. Yeah. Again, the lube groove's not full, and it's trying to push around the base because the bullet diameter is too small. So that one's not terrible bad. It's got a little bit of it pushed out on the bearing surface, but that's not going to hurt it. That bullet would function fine in my 45 auto as far as plinking goes. One of the reasons that I switched to that orange bullet lube is you can see all this black stuff on my fingers. That's from that Molly lube. Do a little more tweaking and tuning here and see what we can do with this. Yep. Didn't get any lube in the groove that time because I adjusted it up too far. I didn't get much lube in the groove. Yeah, go down a little further. Not real happy with that one. It didn't fill out all the way. Give it a second. Pull it out. And that one filled up most of the way. It filled up good enough for, like I said, for plinking ammo for my 45. I was going to measure the diameter on these and see where they ended up. They ended up right there about 451, 450 and a half, 451 pretty consistently. So, a lot of my problems, I think, is my bullet molds. Maybe I can blame the alloy. Kind of wish they started out a little bit bigger diameter, but that's a little demonstration on how this Lyman 450 sizer works. If you have any questions or suggestions or would like to give me some tips or tell me what I'm doing wrong, feel free to do so in the comments. Anyway, thanks for watching.